Hello everyone. So enough of you asked about how I made my homemade pad, and I thought now would be a good day to completely break it down and show you all of its features. It's made completely out of wood with polycarbonate for the buttons, and while it's not the best pad out there, it's made to last and very easy to repair. The entire pad itself is 74 inches by 39 inches, but we've split the pads down the middle to make two similarly identical pads. This is what it looks like underneath if you were curious. We'll come back to that wire that's sticking through the middle. Removing the center top panel reveals a recessed area where we leave the controller and all the wiring that leads to it. While most homemade builds use an Arduino, I opted for a controller PCB. While any controller PCB could technically work, the one that I chose is the Picade Player X made by Pimoroni. I chose it because of its small size, with the added benefit of having these pins that you could plug in and plug out for quick replacement. Taking off the center button panel, we could see the construction of the buttons that we are using. This button has been made with an aluminum sheet held over a metal mesh that is separated by some foam spacers. We also use some aluminum tape on the mesh just to reinforce the connection between everything. The ground signal is connected to the mesh that spans across the entire platform. Then every wire that corresponds to a button press is soldered to the aluminum plates. That way, when the aluminum plate touches the mesh, it closes the circuit and activates a button press. To see how to make the second half work, I will be removing the L bracket so we can take a closer look at the connection. Now that we could pull the pads apart, we could see that the two pads are connected via a detachable Ethernet cable recessed inside of the main board. What's running through this Ethernet cable are 5 additional wires for the button presses, plus an additional ground wire that was spliced off of the original ground line. So as you can see, the PCB has no issue with multiple button presses, fast button presses, or even connection issues when going across the two pads. Because we are using foam and the construction of the button itself is very rudimentary, it doesn't feel exactly the same as an arcade. So while it works great, I wouldn't recommend this past level 16 play.
박자에 맞춰 몸을 움직여 고개를 끄덕여 어깨를 들썩여 손가락을 펴쫙 손에 손뼉을 손바닥에 네가 싫어하는 놈들의 얼굴을 그려 아주 빌어먹을